Hello, everybody watching right now. I know this is a little odd, but I couldn't make it to the presentation today, so I will be doing my portion of this project online. So, here we have the structure of the Syrian education system. So, the Syrian education system follows a 12-year structure that starts at grade 1 and continues through grade 12. It is divided into basic and upper secondary education. Basic education covers grades 1 through 9 and is mandatory for all children between ages 6 and 15. This level focuses more on giving the students a strong foundation in reading, writing, math, and social studies, similar to us. However, after completing grade 9, students will move on to upper secondary school, which includes grades 10 through 12. And at this level, students can choose between three paths: general, technical, or vocational. And depending on what career educational goals they want to pursue later in life, that's where they'll go. This is similar to what we do here in the United States, but not as common. Arabic is the main language that is used in public schools, though some private schools offer instruction in foreign languages as well. The school year runs for about 38 weeks, and it's split into 2 semesters. Classes usually last about 45 minutes in primary school and around 50 minutes in middle and high school. The structure shows how organized and consistent Syria's education system is, even though it has faced a lot of challenges in recent years. So, teaching methodology in Syria. So in Syria, the Ministry of Education decides what students learn in every public school. So all schools use the same curriculum and textbooks. So the teaching style tends to be very teacher-led. They focus more on direct instruction, memorization, and textbook-based learning, similar to us. And students are expected to listen carefully, take notes, prepare for national exams, especially at the end of grades 9 and 12. Foreign languages like English, French, and Russian are also taught, but students usually have limited opportunities to practice speaking them. The long civil war that's been going on since 2013 or 14. It's made education harder to access because some of the schools are destroyed. Many students miss several years of learning due to the war, being in war zones. Recently, some programs have been created to help students catch up through online learning or community classrooms. The relationship between teachers and students is usually pretty respectful, as teachers are very revered and viewed as authority figures. And a lot of students show them a great deal of honor, which is not like here, where teachers aren't as revered or looked upon with pride and authority. But there's still major challenges when it comes to including students, specifically displaced students or students with disabilities. Overcrowding in classrooms becomes a problem, and lack of teacher training makes it hard to meet everyone's needs. And on top of that, while teachers have to deal with students who may have trauma from the war, they also have their own emotional and psychological needs, and it makes the job more demanding for them. So educators in Syria face some of the hardest teaching conditions in the world because of the civil war that has been going on and ended in 2024. More than 7,000 schools have been destroyed or damaged because of the war, leaving many teachers without classrooms or supplies. And there's a huge teacher shortage because many educators have been displaced or lost their legal documents needed to work or have tragically passed away due to the conflict. Children who live in conflict zones or refugee camps often go long periods without schooling, and this tends to create learning gaps. One of the biggest debates in Syrian education is about language, because some people believe all structure or instruction should be in Arabic, while other students from minority groups like the Kurds or the Assyrians want to learn in their own native language. Large class sizes due to lack of schooling and school resources around, and trauma from the conflict all make their situation a lot worse. And most teachers are trying to do the best with what they have, but a lot of teachers in Syria complain that they haven't received training to support students who are dealing with loss or dealing with how they're supposed to come back from losing their documents. And because of all these challenges, rebuilding and supporting teachers is a very important step for Syria's future in the education system. So, some holidays and traditions in Syria. So, Syrian culture is very community oriented, and family plays a huge role in everyday life. Holidays and traditions bring people together, and they often focus on generosity, hospitality, and faith. Muslim families celebrate Eid al-Fitr at the end of Ramadan with feasts, new clothes, and visiting relatives. They also celebrate Eid al-Adha, which is known as the festival of sacrifice and reminds people about faith and charity. Christian families in Syria celebrate Christmas and Easter with church services, festive meals, and gatherings. And on Independence Day, which is on April 17th, Syria celebrates their independence from France, and schools often close or hold cultural programs during that week. During all these holidays, students get time off from school, and they participate in family or community events. And these celebrations build pride and strengthen their cultural identity, helping students understand the importance of unity and belonging. So, Arabic is the most commonly spoken language in Syria. It's also the main language used for teaching and learning in all public schools. So in class, students and teachers communicate with respect using polite phrases. For example, students greet teachers with marhaba bik, which means welcome. They ask kaifa haluka or kaifa haluki, meaning how are you, and this depends on whether they're speaking to a man or a woman, which is similar to Spanish, where the conjugation matters to the gender you are referring to. When introducing themselves, they might say ma asmuka or ma asmuki, which means what is your name. And common polite words include shukran for thank you or fadlan for please. These phrases kind of just show how kindness and courtesy are kind of built into Syrian culture and communication, obviously with the reverence to teachers playing an important factor as well. However, students who speak Kurdish, Armenian, or Aramaic at home sometimes struggle with Arabic-only classes, which can make learning more difficult for them as they don't have the resources to make ELL learning more accessible to students. So other values and educational effects. Education in Syria reflects deep cultural and moral values that shape how students will behave and learn. Family honor is extremely important. Success in school is seen as success for the whole family, sometimes the whole village. As the old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. And parents often encourage their children to study hard and achieve good grades. Respect for authority is also a key part of Syrian education. As I've said before, teachers are highly respected, and students rarely question them openly in class. You might see similar culture in Korea, specifically South Korea. Teachers are highly revered in South Korea. Religion is another big influence because all students take a mandatory religious classes as it's built into the curriculum, whether Islamic or Christian. It kind of depends on their faith. But these classes aim to teach moral behavior, discipline, and compassion. Other challenges being that the students who speak Kurdish, Armenian, or Aramaic are forced to learn everything in Arabic, and they are trying. Syria is trying their best to get them the resources to do that. Overall, these values shape Syria and the Syrian education system, and they overall make the education system there a better place for the most part. And then our sources should be next, so I'm sure whoever's doing the presentation will show our sources. Thank you.